Nike logo says, just do it. But the cross reminds me that Jesus did it. Sahi niko under ama ya God. Kucoin Christ amanishi hautabit kama coin. Unaweza earn bila Bitcoin. Still, you refresh my soul. Hata viatu zikiisha, you refresh my soul. Wadeke ni soul, food for thought. Sina title. It's not about our deeds. Asha untitled deeds about what he did 2,000 years ago. I've never been good at religious studies, but I know God's mercies never fail.
A very good evening to you from wherever you're joining us from on Hope TV, where you look and live. And if you're joining us on Hope FM, you're welcome. Karibu sana. This is the Overflow Show, where you live your life in abundance. And join us each and every Saturday at 10 p.m. for this eye-opening, and a conversation that will be helping you navigate, the different storms in life. And today we have a guest in studio who will be helping us on every show to, unpack the conversations that we'll be having on different issues that affect the youth. And if you've got any question, you want us to discuss anything, you can share with us on the number that is scrolling down at the screen. And we'll be happy, to have these conversations in our next subsequent episodes. Good evening.
Good evening, Frank.
How are you?
Very fine.
You're well?
Yeah, I'm well.
There is someone who's watching and maybe they are watching you for the first time.
Yeah.
They would want to know you.
Okay, my name is Dr. James Karau.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a lecturer at the university. I've worked for the last 15 years.
All right.
Or even more at different universities.
Okay.
And this is where I've met the young people.
Mm-hmm.
But when I began my career, I started teaching in high school.
All right.
So I've had a long period.
Mm-hmm.
In my career, I interact with young people.
Yes.
And so I have a burden to see them blossom.
All right.
To see them flourish, to see them become the best version of themselves.
Oh, great.
And that's why I'm really passionate about this show, the Overflow Show, because I believe not just drifting along through life, enjoying life. And I see many young people who should be celebs, doing their best, being the best versions of themselves, but just trading along life, enjoying life, and not having the best.
All right. Talking about that, the passion for the youth, where is the inspiration coming from?
Yeah, this began when I started my career as a teacher, as I said.
Yes.
I started teaching in high school for a number of years, and then I joined the university. And in my interaction with young people, be it in church, be it in school, be it in the tertiary institutions, and even at home I have young people. I have seen young people enjoy life. And I believe that's not our portion, especially as Christians. We are supposed to enjoy life. And therefore, my burden is to help the young people discover who they are, who God created them to be, and become the best version of themselves.
Yes.
I want young people to discover their identity.
Yes.
Identify which is this career that is in tandem with their personality, with their career personality, with their gift, with their talent.
Yeah.
And occupy that space because they are passionate about it,
right.
they are gifted in it, and enjoy.
All right.
Unfortunately, even as I teach at the university, I keep on coming across students who don't enjoy their careers. They're not passionate about it.
Why do you think they're not, maybe most of the students at school are not passionate about it?
Poor career choices.
All right.
Not knowing your identity. And I have seen over the time that young people struggle with a number of things. But let me take you back, Frank, and let me tell you why we need to focus on the youth.
Yes.
Because, for example, here in this country, the last census we did in 2019, the census revealed that out of 46.7 million Kenyans, 75% are below that 5 years old.
Yes.
Those are young people.
Yeah, sure.
And out of that, 29%, almost 30%, are actually between 18 and 34 years.
These are 30% of the population.
Almost 29%, 30% are the youth in this country.
Yes.
But interestingly, according to World Economic Forum, they are projecting that by 2030, 42% of the global youth, the youth in the world, shall come from Africa.
All right.
Africa is a young nation. Other countries are suffering from lack of young people.
Yes. Okay.
Africa, we are having a huge, significant proportion of our population being the young people.
So it's something to be proud of, right?
Yeah, it's something to be proud of. I can see we have already started. We shall be exporting youthful human labor, youthful labor to the rest of the world.
All right.
And therefore, we need to invest in this labor. This is our goal. We need to invest in that goal.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking about the youthful population in Africa,
Yes.
and maybe the research you've done,
Yeah.
and you know how much you've interacted with the youth.
Yeah.
Would you please share with us some of the challenges the youth are facing in our country, maybe in the region?
Yeah. Our young people, and this is not just in Africa, but even globally,
Yes.
they are struggling in a number of areas. The first one is identity crisis. Just getting to know who am I and living and being comfortable in that space of your true identity. They live in a celebrity culture where people want to be like other celebs.
Yes.
And you know, imitation is limitation.
Yeah.
So that's number one.
You say the imitation is
It's
limitation.
limitation. The minute you want to imitate another celeb, you limit yourself. And that's not your portion. You don't have a life of overflow
Yes.
when you're not living your life. In fact, someone said that the vast majority of people go to the grave not having known who they are.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, that we live unconsciously the lives of other people, or at least the expectations for us.
Yes.
And that's not a good space to be in.
Uh-huh.
Secondly, purpose crisis.
Yes.
That young people have a challenge discovering their purpose in life.
Yes.
Running their race. Occupying your space.
Yes.
Celebrating your life.
Yes.
It comes in career choices.
Yeah.
I keep on witnessing young people, especially in school, the way they choose their career is not very good.
All right.
Because they are driven by things other than the core things.
All right.
Maybe because of money. Some of the careers that are very popular is because of other things than what has God put in you.
So you mean, while doing career choice, one should consider their purpose in life?
Yeah, and we shall come back to that.
All right.
They follow identity, purpose. So we have purpose crisis where young people
Yes.
are not living a purpose-driven life. And someone said that the greatest tragedy in life
Yes.
is not death itself, but life without a purpose.
Oh.
The moment you're not led by purpose,
Yes.
you miss out on the overflow of life. You don't live life to the fullest.
Yes.
Thirdly, is the area of relationships.
That's the elephant in the room.
That's the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
That they don't know how to relate well. You may have so many likes, millions of followers and likes, but you
Yes.
don't connect with any
Yes.
of them.
Uh-huh.
Today, because of the digital era
Yes.
that we live in,
Yeah.
we are highly connected by electronic
gadgets.
devices, especially through the digital
That's social
platform.
media.
But we are not emotionally connected.
Yes.
So someone has like 1 million followers,
Yes.
1 million likes,
People they don't
but
know.
doesn't connect with any of them. And that's the challenge we are having.
All right.
Yeah. So how do you cultivate healthy relationships? And
Yes.
especially when you are interacting with the opposite gender. I keep on witnessing
Yes.
relationships gone bisac.
All right.
And of course, you don't enjoy life
Yeah.
when you're in that space. Then there's the issue of coming from dysfunctional families. Many young people are struggling because they come from a home
Yes.
that they cannot really say it's a home.
Yeah.
It's not a safe place to be in.
Yes.
And that area of dysfunctional families
Yes.
has really affected many young people. I see people when they cross school, they don't want to go back home.
Yes.
Why? Home is not home, really.
Someone said that right now we have a parenting style where we have parents going for provision and not being present.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And we
Yes.
should deal with that when you come to that topic. Then, of course, the area of relationships has another package of love and intimacy. What is real love and intimacy?
Yes.
And then issues of destiny.
Yes.
You are not ready to live until you are ready to die.
You're
Someone
not
said
ready
that.
to live?
Until you are ready to die. You
right.
must reconcile with the eternity that you're not here forever.
Yes.
Soon or very soon, you'll be called back home. How shall you exit this world?
Yes.
What kind of a legacy are you living? So those are issues of identity. But I want to say that these have consequences.
Yes.
The challenges have consequences. The youth are trying to cope with the challenges they are having,
Yes.
but unfortunately, through destructive ways.
Maybe what are some of these challenges? I mean, the consequences you're talking about.
A very good question. One of the challenges is that you find, because of identity crisis, they are suffering from low self-esteem.
Yes.
They're suffering from distorted self-image. The other thing is, because of lack of purpose, poor career choices,
Yes.
they don't love what they do. They're not passionate. They're enduring their courses. They're enduring their work. And it is not good to endure
Yes.
your career.
Yeah.
And of course, because of many other things, you find they are into substance abuse, alcohol, use of drug.
Yes.
I checked somewhere, and according to NACADA, our own agency, our own campaign against drugs,
Yes.
and they were saying about 20%, actually 38%, almost 38% of undergraduates
Yes.
are using substances.
Using
They are on drugs.
That's
They
abuse.
use drugs.
Yes.
And about 20% are actually using drugs for abuse. You know, you can use drugs, but you're not using it for abuse.
Yes, yes.
Now, 38 of undergraduates, when that research was done,
Yes.
were found to be using drugs.
Why? Why would that be so?
Problems. These are coping mechanism.
Yes.
The other thing is mental health disorders. We are witnessing mental health disorders amongst our youth. Young
Yes.
people
Yeah.
are suffering from depression, anxieties. Research shows that.
Yes.
And apart from that, we are having sexual immorality.
Yes.
People who are caught up with pornography, masturbation,
Yes.
fornication. But why they are doing these things, it's because these are coping mechanisms. They are underlying issues.
All right. So
Yeah,
there could be issues they're dealing with.
They're dealing with.
They're trying to cope using an
They're trying to
addiction.
medicate pain with pleasure. And of course, it doesn't work for them.
Yes.
It can't work. But the worst of it all, and you may know, I don't know whether you have noted,
Yes.
there has been an increasing trend of suicide rates
Yes. All right.
amongst young people. We have had reported cases, and the others that don't go reported, of
Yes.
young people dying by suicide
Yes.
because of hopelessness.
So someone, when they give up, they decide to do away with their life.
Yeah. It's happening in our institutions of learning, especially in our universities.
Yes.
That young people are giving up on life simply because they are ignorant. They are perishing. As the Bible says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge.
Yes. Yes.
Problems you always continue.
Yes.
But how do you respond to problems? It is Charles Swindoll who said, life is 10% what happens and 90% of how I respond to what has happened.
So
It is one thing to-
10%.
life is 10% of what has happened.
Yes.
That maybe I cannot undo it.
Yeah.
But 90%
How I
respond.
To the 10.
And that's where this show comes in handy. We need to teach our young people how to respond to challenges in life because challenges are inevitable.
Yes.
Life is not a straight line.
Yeah.
I strongly believe, and there are some people, despite the challenges, they still have an overflow.
Yes.
They live life to the fullest.
Yeah.
They still have joy and peace that transcends all understanding.
What's the secret?
Very good. Life revolves around three things. One, identity.
Yes.
That you must address the question of identity. Secondly,
Identity is who you are.
who you are, and we shall
Yes.
come to that.
Yes.
Number two, purpose. That you must live life. You must live a purpose-driven life. Just as the late Miles Munro said,
Yes.
the greatest tragedy in life is not death itself,
Yes.
but life without a purpose.
All right.
That you must ask yourself, why am I here?
Yes.
And thirdly, you must reconcile yourself as a young person
Yes.
with the question of destiny.
All right.
Where am I going? I'm not here forever.
Yes.
And therefore, as I wind up on this,
Yes.
there are 5 life questions that we must address.
Yes.
Number one, who am I? That's a question of identity. Who am I?
Yes.
Secondly, whose am I? That's
Whose.
very important. Yeah, whose am I? That's a question of source related to identity.
Yes.
So who am I and whose am I? And thirdly, why am I here?
Yes.
That's a purpose question. We must address that. And number 4, what can I do?
Yes.
That's purpose. That you must align what you do with your purpose.
Yes.
Because everybody has been gifted in one way or another.
Sure.
And it feels nice when you do that which you love.
Yes.
It's a late Steve Jobs who said, if you want to do something great,
Yes.
do that which you love.
Do what
or
you
look
love.
for what you love.
What you're passionate about.
Yeah, what you love. You can even do it for free.
Yes.
Because you love it. And lastly, where am I going? That is a question of destiny.
All right.
And on this show, we shall be trying to address those 5 questions. Who am I?
Yes.
That's identity question. Whose am I? The source. Why am I here?
Yes.
The purpose. What can I do? The potential. And where am I going? The destiny.
Wow. That's Dr. James Karau, they're helping us unpack the conversation on, these about life skills that will help you navigate different storms of life. So in the next part, we are going to be addressing, the issue of this identity, because he's mentioned just identity. So we're going to be delving deeper into that conversation to do with identity. Stay with us.